Welcome to another Deff Head Dice unboxing video. This is actually a new and improved. I've got a little bit of a format around it. I looked at the last video I did for the Storm Troll, and although people seem to like it, it didn't really, it just had me yammering on without any kind of context behind it. So I've got a bit of a structure, so I'm going to give it a try. Comment below when you're done watching the video if you like the new format, and if you want me to continue this way, or if you're happy with just me rambling on. But we'll kick off right away. So this is the Trollkin Highwaymen, part of the Trollblood faction within Hordes. I picked these up a couple weeks ago, and they're the latest release for the Hordes, the latest new release. They've done some repacks of a few other ones, but this is the Highwaymen. There's a bit of fluff on the back, shot of all the models, and then fluff on the universe. But enough of that. Everyone knows what that stuff is. Let's get into the box. So first thing you notice with this box, other than the reflecting the light, it's heavy. Even for plastic, it's heavy. And it's because they jam-packed this box. There's a ton of stuff in here. So, first bag, I haven't even opened this yet. That tells you how dedicated I am to making a video for you. I didn't even open my stuff. So this bag appears to be arms, guns, other accessories, and a really fancy-looking cape hood, which I'm assuming is for the captain. Got a bag of bases, good old 40mm medium-sized bases, and a bag of what appears to be torsos, and a few little pieces there that look like shoulder pads or knee pads or something. So there's 10 models in this kit, and so it looks like 10 torsos, and then you've got your card, and we'll just quickly take a peek at the card. So they've got pistols, they've got CRA, and then I think they're gunslingers or gun shooters, so they can shoot for their assault. And there you go, 5 and leader for 5 points, and then the leader plus 9 grunts for 8. So in field allotment 2. So I wonder if you want to see people fielding 2 of these. And there's the back. And I'm assuming anyone who has access to War Room and Trolls would have already looked at this card. So very excited about this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack the plastic open on these and lay them out so they look a little bit prettier on camera, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so here's the content for the torso bag. So you've got your 10 torsos, you've got 3 of each variety. Looks like 3 female, and then 6 guys. These torsos seem to be self-contained, as there's no other add-ons or anything that fit into them. These last torsos, which are a bit on their sides, are lunging forward. They have a spot in the knee for one of these little plates or armor pieces that fit right in there, and then they also have a slot in the back, I'm trying not to rock my camera too much, for the back of their kilt or cape or whatever you want to call it. So that one has a few pieces to add to it. Initial look at the pose, they're very dynamic. I like the look of them. I am seeing significant mode lines, at least on this one. If you can see right in there, it's hard to catch on camera, and they come up the torso here. A lot in the pants where it's uneven, or the material. It's supposed to look like denim or pant material, so it looks like it'll be a bit of a challenge getting in there. Same with on the side sash and such. Actually the last torso is that, I'm assuming that of the captain, or the commander, or what do you want to call it, the leader. He has a cape as well, or back of the kilt that comes in, piece specifically geared for him with a knife on the back. And again, nice pose, very similar in style to what they've been doing with the Career Warriors and the Scatter Gunners and such, for your sash, armor plate, kilt, bunch of metal. So it's following the same sort of style they've been doing all along. It looks really good, nice and beefy. And then you've got the female models as well, which you don't see very often, which is nice to see. You're getting more of those. I mean, Janissa and the special character for the Highwaymen are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. All of them, of course, the casters as well. So, but yeah, so far, and again, this one does have a lot of mold lines here as well, along there, all along here, right into the belt and the pant area as well. So I can see that being a bit of a challenge, trying to get all these cleaned up. So, well, that's it for the torso bag. We'll move on to the arms and accessories. Okay, so here's the content of the arms and accessories, and you definitely can't complain for lack of pieces. So at this point they've given you 4, 8, 10 sets of arms plus the captain's arms, so you've got a bit of flexibility. As you can see, the arms originally came on this sprue, which also has the bullet belts, but on this one it came off, and I guess they don't, sometimes they stay on, sometimes they don't. So you've got a bit of flexibility, and then you've also got an extra head, so you've got 2 sets of the, or at least in my case, I got 2 sets of the guy with the eye patch or the bandana over the eye, 2 sets of the guy with the bandana over his face, and then 3 sets of the, I'm assuming these are the women's heads since they're a little bit less bumpy. There we go. And then 3 sets of the ones, the guys with the hat, which I'm still trying to figure out if I like the hat or not. I'm not sure. The hat fits on, so post in there, not post, but peg it fits into. So there's the guy with the hat. There we go. And then you've got 20 sets of holsters, which glue on, and then you've got the commander with his funky little cape and his guns with arms with the chains on it. So what I've done is I got the 4 bodies here, and much like the most of the privateer press kits, there isn't a lot of flexibility on what pieces fit into which. So this is the commander. Now the one thing is, I don't know if it's a smaller kit. A lot of the stuff is just it isn't fit. It fits snugly, which is great. So once you glue it, it'll be perfect. It'll stay in place. But it's not something you're going to get. You're going to be able to dry fit and leave in place. Like for example, the troll that I did before, I haven't even bothered gluing his arms in because I'm not done painting it yet. So you can basically place that in. It's going to stay there and until you take it out. You're not going to have the same flexibility with these. These, if you're going to want to if you don't want to play them, you're going to have to glue them. There's no option there, or blue tack, either one. But blue tack isn't as reliable. But you can dry fit the stuff. I mean, it does have a lot of flash and parts of the mold still on there, so you're going to have to clean that up before you can really get it in there. But you can definitely dry fit the pieces and see how they go. I do like the poses. I find that I love the dynamics they do with the trolls, and everything seems to be in action, which is nice. So I'm very happy with that. But the more and more I look at it, the more I see mold lines on everything, which is kind of scaring me, because I know this is gonna a unit of 10 is gonna take a bit to clean up. But continuing on, the one thing I realized, actually we'll just go through. So there's the woman, and then she has the smaller piece. Now the one thing I found when I was trying to dry fit these, even when I cleared them off, it isn't as clear the exact positioning. I had to look at the box and make sure they aligned. Actually, am I using the right one? That's the right one. It's still, I don't know, I'm just having difficulty aligning it the way that it appears it should be. Oh, that's right, because hers is more of a facing out pose. Still, I'm not 100%. There we go. Just looked like there was too much of a gap in there. So, but I'm sure you can toy around with it a little bit to get it where you're happy with it. I'm not quite happy with that yet, but we'll get there. And then the other side as well. We've just got this one. I found fit a lot better. Yeah, that one fits a lot better. The pose, the guns sort of going. Helps if you do this on camera, huh? Getting that in that side there. And again, fair bit of molds, mold line on this. The one thing, and I don't know if you can see it right there on the along the bottom there, but it's fairly significant, and especially in the detail across here. This is, and not to sound like a broken record, this is my biggest complaint, is that the mold lines, I'm not sure if they have any other options, but the mold lines always seem to be in some of the most inopportune places where you're spending more time removing the mold lines than you are actually doing the painting and such. So there's the woman, and then the guy. I think these ones I think are pretty much interchangeable. You can either pick the sleeve or the other one here. I think these are, yeah, these are pretty much interchangeable. You can pick whichever one you want for those two. And then the one thing that kind of surprised me though, because I didn't really pay much attention when I looked at the box art, the holsters are designed to actually go on the side. You can put it whatever way you want to there. The one thing that I thought would have been a good idea, which I don't think they did, is, for example, the holster for the woman here just goes right there. You think they'd put the mold line where the holster would typically cover it up, but no, the mold line actually goes down the front, which I think it's a lost opportunity. They could have at least made it so we didn't feel we had to go after the mold lines completely. But now we have to, not only do you have to cover up all this good stuff with the holster, you're not covering up the mold line. So going forward, privateer press, if you're going to have other pieces that overlap, coincide the mold lines. That way it won't be as it will be a little bit easier on the modeler. So that's, I think that's everything. Let's take a look. Here's just some of the faces. There's the guy. Actually, we've already looked at him. So that's it for what's in the box. Now I'm gonna go through and sort of give you gonna rate what I think about the different aspects of the video of the model. So this is what's new to the unboxing video. So we'll be right back with that. So as you can see, I've dry fit one of the guys together. I didn't bother putting on either the holsters or the ammo belts. That seemed like a lot of effort for what I'm doing here. So here's the final overall. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to break down my thoughts on this kit into 3 sections. So the first one is the sculpt itself. So looking at, I'm going to give everything a rating out of 5. So if you look at the overall sculpt and the pose, the dynamic of the sculpt and everything, I'm giving this one 4 out of 5. I really like the way this looks. It's keeping up with the Troll look that Privateer Press has really defined with their kits, or the Troll kits. It looks good. It's exactly what I expect. There's good, nice poses, a bit of flexibility in it. And I mean, even if you look at things like the commander, the sculpt in there, just looks really good. A lot of Troll type things. Like I said, I'm just overall really happy with that. So I'm giving the sculpture and the pose, things like that, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. So next up is the mold. So this is the quality of the molding itself. Overall, Privateer Press has gotten a lot better from some of the early battle boxes. I bought a Signar battle box, and I've had I've put together both the Kador and the Minoth from the 2-player box set. And though the detail's good, I just found it wasn't really quite there. This is definitely getting better. You're getting more details on the belts, the belt buckles. It feels like it's a better product than when the earlier stuff I've seen. So I mean, overall, I like the sculpt. The only thing that's keeping me from giving it like a 4 or 5 for the quality of the mold is those mold lines. They are not pleasant at all, and they are abundant on this kit. So that's the one thing you have to worry about. If you're someone like me who does not like having mold lines, this kit will keep you up late at night trying to get rid of all of them. So, or at least figuring out which ones you have to get rid of and which ones you can sort of leave in place. So, giving it a 3 out of 5 on the mold. Quality overall good. The only thing that's bringing it down is those mold lines, which is a consistent right now in the Privateer Press items. So, the option or posability. Again, coming from having done a number of recent Games Workshop products and some of the third-party products that tie into that, you don't have a lot of flexibility for posability. You've got set arms that fit into set areas. There's a little bit with this one, which is nice, and you have a little bit of flexibility on swapping a few heads. They give you multiple heads and arm choices, so you're not locked into having everything look the exact same. But there's still, I'd like to see more options for the modeler like myself who doesn't want to tear things apart and resculpt. I mean, if I was ambitious and had the time, I'd be resculpting a lot of these things, but I don't, and so I'd like to see more flexibility and more being able to pose things more on your own. But again, I think we're going to see that down the road when they get more into the plastic ejection type kits. So, but overall, so I'm giving the posability a 3 out of 5 because of the fact that it's fairly static. You have some options, but like many of the privateer press kits, that's all you have right now is just what's in the box. And sorry, well, of course that's what you have in box, but meaning you're set to what arms will fit into what torsos and such. So overall, that's a 5 out of 15. So that 5 out of 15 works out to a 66%. So that's based on the model. Now, if I was going to rate the actual playability of the model itself and how it plays in the game, this would be a much higher score. Because although I've not played them, from what I've read and from reading people talking to people that have played them, these guys are fantastic. They're probably one of the best unit in the new Hordes book. So they would get a much higher rating for overall score if I included the how they play into this. But this is just an unboxing video, which has gone ridiculously long, by the way. Thank you for watching. But so at this point, we're giving it a 66%. So I'm not sure if that is, what's that? Depending on where you are. In Canada, that's a C. I don't know, in the States, isn't that like a D? I'm not sure, but still a great kit. I just think for me, personally, posability and those mold lines is what's really dragging this thing down. But you never know, I may get some paint on it and may realize I don't need to worry about as many of the mold lines as I think I'm going to right now. But overall, nice kit. I would recommend it, especially if you're a Trollblood player who wants some nice range weapons, having that CRA, and can't wait for the solo to come out with this. And I have to admit, I've actually looked at putting together a Gunbjorn list that will support these guys, or these guys will support Gunbjorn. I put a list together and said, and laughed when I said, I hate when you accidentally create a tier 2 Gunbjorn list without intending to. So, but that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and let me comment below if you like the new style of the rating, and if you have any suggestions, comments, recommendations, or just want to vent, feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching, and continue to follow us on this channel, on the Deff Head Dice Tumblr page, where I post a lot of this kind of stuff, as well as on Twitter. Feel free to follow us and listen to some ramblings. And I'm also updating the blog, which is deffheaddice.com. So there's an abundance of way to get bored of my ramblings. So thank you again for watching, and take care.